Namaskar. I, Kalyani Kulkarni, welcome you all to our favorite farmer show, Krishi Darshan. As customary to this program, we always come up with new topics in agriculture. And today, our topic of discussion is family farming. For this particular topic, we have with us our expert panel. This expert panel we have gathered together, and specifically this 2014 is designated as the year of family farming. So we welcome our panel of experts here. So with this, I'd like to briefly introduce to all our viewers our panel of experts. To my left is Dr. Avdesh Kumar, Head, Division of Biochemistry. He holds an experience of 8 years in medicinal and aromatic plants. I welcome you, sir. Next to him is Dr. Nyaneshwar Kolekar. He is a Principal Scientist, Division of Veterinary Sciences, and he has specialization of 15 years in dairy services. Welcome you, sir. Next to him is Dr. Nyaneshwar Borse. He is Deputy Director General, Natural Resource Management, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi. He is responsible for bringing many lab-to-land technologies and informing farmers about that. I welcome you, sir. Next to my right is Dr. Anuj. Dr. Anuj is from Dairy Technology. He is Principal Scientist in National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal. He holds an experience of 10 years and is responsible for introducing many dairy technologies to the field. Next to him is Dr. Brij Bihari Sharma. He is Director, National Horticulture Mission, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi. He is responsible for bringing and introducing many horticultural crops to our farmers. I welcome you all, sir, to our studio. To begin with, we'll try to understand first and try to learn the concept of family farming. So let's hear it from Dr. Avdesh Kumar, the concept and introduction of family farming.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. Family farming is means of agriculture, livestock, fishery, forestry, and aquaculture productions managed and operated by family members of farming, that is women and man. Family farming is needed for food security, environmental management, livestock production, that is depend upon farms and dairy. So as the Indian agriculture based upon small farmland holding, so family farming is useful for sustainable and economical development.
Thank you, Dr. Avdesh Kumar, for introducing family farmers to our viewers. As a part of this family farming, dairy byproducts are important. So let's hear it from Dr. Anuj, the byproducts importance in family farming.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. Hello, my dear farmer friends. Instead of going into deeper details of the subject, I would just focus upon 2 important tips about effective utilization of milk byproducts. In a small family like yours, you will be making paneer. The paneer is a highly value-added product and it will fetches a high return from the market. But the main byproduct of paneer, that is whey, we usually throw it. The whey is a nutritional component. It has got many uses because of its high nutritional ability. So instead of throwing, we can use it. Its foremost and basic use is that we can use it for kneading the dough. Apart from that, we can use it for making various fruit-based beverages. Also, we can give it to our children as a sports drink by just addition of sugar and salt. Thus, it will act as a nutritional supplement for our growing children. Coming to another important tip for homemade sweets. During the preparation of ghee, the ghee residue is left at the bottom of the pan. We usually throw it. Instead of throwing, we can mix it with khoa and can prepare wonderful barfi or candy by just addition of sugar along with flavor like elaichi or kesar. So it's a deep request that instead of throwing these vital components like whey or ghee residue, make some dishes and enjoy them.
Thank you, Dr. Anuj, for giving such a short and sweet tips for our family friends and farmer friends. Now, as livestock is also a part of family farming, let's hear it from Dr. Kolekar about managing the farm animals.
Thank you, Kalyani. Today we will discuss about loose animal housing system is to keep animals free from confinement. The cost of this type of house is affordable to common farmer. By using pre-existing material on farm, any farmer can make such type of house. Animals love to stay at natural premises, therefore it reduces environmental stress on animals. Animals have willful access to their feed and water, so it keeps digestion system proper. Animals keeps on changing place, therefore parasitic infestation reduces. It helps in easy detection of heat in animals. The dung and urine are hidden at different places each time, so it dries at faster rate. Therefore, it helps in preparation of good quality fertilizer. It helps in reducing incidences of diseases. Cows get benefit of natural sunlight, therefore it helps in synthesis of vitamin D. The soiling of animals also reduces, thus less water and labor is required for cleaning. Thus, in this way, it helps family farmers to reduce expenses on milk production and increase milk production. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kolikar, for introducing this loose house system to our farmers. I hope that all our farmer friends will definitely go for such type of farm animals management. Now, turning on to vegetables and its importance in family farming, let's hear it from Dr. Bridge about diversification of horticultural crops and its importance in family farming.
Thank you, Kalyani. Dear farmer friends, as the concept of diversified agriculture says, it involves a lot of cereal crops, pulses, medicinal and aromatic plants, forest plants, including horticulture crops like vegetables, fruits and flowers. This diversification will minimize the risk of production. If one component will fail, other component can save farmers' income. We are coming a next cropping intensification system. In this system, farmers should engage himself round year activities at the farm by growing different type of short duration vegetable crops like carrot, cauliflower, radishes, tomatoes. This will enhance more number of crops per year. Dear friends, I would like to share one success story of family farming. One farmer, Narayan Das Shukla, from a village of Mog Puskarni from South Tripura. He was a rickshaw puller and very poor and insufficient and irregular earner. He was advised by KVK scientist personals to adopt family farming system. He adopted this family farming at his homestead farm. He grown a lot of vegetables, spices, tuber crops. Beside this, eggs, poultry meat and got kiddling production. You cannot imagine, he earned a huge lucrative profit, 81,000 rupees per year from 0.2 hectare of area. At last, dear farmers, if Narayan Das can do this, you can also do this. I would like to suggest you think toward this system and adopt family farming to increase your income throughout the year.
Thank you, Dr. Bridge, for sharing that awakening success story. And definitely our farmer friends will also get benefit and inspiration from that story of the farmer. Now, as a part of land resource management and family farming, we would like to hear from Dr. Borse about managing the farm land resources.
Thank you, Kalyani. My farmer friends, as you know, agriculture is a capital and labor intensive activities. So, to run it at economically feasible level, the best option available to you is the optimum utilization of natural resources like land and crop residues to get the maximum benefit from the agricultural activities. The best way to recycle these crop residues are vermicomposting, biodynamic composting and in situ degradation of the crop residues, and lastly the accelerated composting methods by using microbes. So, by doing this we can produce the nutrient enriched compost at a farm level, and these activities can be managed by the single member of the family, especially women. My farmer friends, you can also reduce the cost of chemical fertilizer by using the biofertilizers. These are the microbial preparations which can be applied to seed, soil, seedlings, even in the standing crops. They increase the crop yield up to 20 to 25% and also contribute to the soil fertility. There are different types of biofertilizers like rhizobacter based biofertilizers, for leguminous crop, Azospirillum for non-leguminous crop, Azotobacter for vegetable crops, Azospirillum azotobacter plus phosphate solubilizing bacteria for all crops, mycorrhizal fungal for horticultural crops, and lastly the blue green algal based biofertilizer for rice crops. So my farmer friend, please go for this cost effective eco friendly techniques to get the maximum economic benefits and sustainable production.
Thank you, Dr. Borse, for enlightening us on the effective use of the land resources. And definitely, I hope that our farmer friends will also go for the use of biofertilizers. So, with this, we come to an end of this show, Krishi Darshan. At this outset, I thank all the experts for sharing their valuable time and sharing their experiences with us. And definitely, our farmer friends would get benefit out of it for a better living, for a better management, and better nutrition of their family at a particular time. So for further details, our farmer friends are requested to please contact us. You can contact us on our address, Post Box 566, Naam, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad 500006. You can also write to us at naam@naam.com. You can also, we are at your service, and you can call us at 1800-155-166. At this end, we'll meet next week, same day, same time at your favorite show, Krishi Darshan. Till then, happy living. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vikram.